Tonight, one form will be attempted, splicing together multiple organisms. Every 15 minutes, we will add a corruption. This can be structural, anatomy violation, sensory sabotage, and many more. And chat will also be able to either help the sculpt or completely try and destroy it. And at the end, we'll see if this abomination deserves to live or cast it aside as a failure and lock it up in the vault. We have 2 hours. Let's get to sculpting. We are going to roll for the base form using our new dice tower. We're gonna roll for two body types with a d20, and that is gonna pick between a list of 20 here. We'll roll 2, and then we're gonna do a secondary organism that is nightmare fueled, which we'll have to sculpt into that as well. And we'll go surface, and then behavioral, which will give us kind of like what this character is going to kind of be like, right? It's going to be like an ambush type. Maybe he's like a little sneaky. It's going to be maybe more erratic, you know? Maybe he's all like, self-destructive, you know? Maybe he's cutting into himself or something. Right now, let's roll. I got these new beautiful dice right here by Link's Skull and Bone dice. Body types, just chuck them in the eyeballs and see what happens. Boom. We got a 5. Fungal. Ooh. That's body type 1. Next roll for body type. Let's do the other eyeball. That is an 8, I think. Botfly larva and fungal. That's going to be disgusting. All right, now let's roll for secondary. Well, third, I guess, but it's going to be a nightmare edition. We have 20 here for nightmare stuff. Okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We're rolling. It's a 2. Let's go 2. Tentacle cluster. Small writhing appendages. Let's do it. Boom. 1. Smooth. The surface texture is going to be smooth. You know, that actually goes well with the botfly larva, because larva is pretty smooth. And then behavioral, D6. Boom. What is that? 3. Erratic. Ooh. Oh, that's fun. That is a fungal botfly with tentacle clusters, with a surface texture of smooth and erratic behavior. Picturing like the tentacle larva as being like very erratic, like a lot of motion. So we're gonna start the timer. It's every 15 minutes. We'll have to corruption-based action. All right. There's also channel points that you can use to mess me up, but I do recommend using those when we're further into the sculpt. But it's all totally up to you. Start the timer. 15 minutes. Let's go. How big is this gonna be? I don't know. I need my larva. Now, I don't want to pack this too tight, right? Because if we pack it too tight, it becomes heavier, and then it becomes smaller. So I feel like that's a pretty good size to work with, because we only have 2 hours here, folks. These are the channel point redemptions. You can do micro damage, area contamination, anatomical sabotage, behavioral quirk, name the creature. That's once per art stream, of course. You can write lore for the creature. You can make it scary, you can make it funny, market decay, tool restrictions, joint damage, hands only, torch it, mini corruption, or wheel spin. We're gonna do this at least once a stream, and we'll build up these creatures that we make, and then when we get about like maybe 4 or 5 creatures we built on stream, then we'll vote for which one to come back, and we'll try and finish that one. Name the creature. Let's hear it. What's the name? Growlcore. Yo, that's a hefty name. I like that one. 10 minutes. I haven't gotten to the clay yet. Oh no, where's my tools? I had tools here. This is gonna cost me. Let's get this botfly going. This fungal botfly. Make sure I have my notes in front. Just rough it out. We'll probably do a lot of stuff with our hands for this one. It'll be pretty symmetrical, I would imagine. Botflies, the larvae anyways, they're pretty symmetrical. If it's not perfectly symmetrical, that's fine. I gotta tell you guys this, I hate flies. I absolutely despise flies. If I hear a fly in my room, I can't go to bed. I cannot sleep. I am up until I kill that fly. Like one night, me and my dog, Hime, rest in peace, we're up for like an hour just hunting this fly down in the room. Just want to get this semi-bulked out before the timer hits. Then we have to add a corruption. This is just looking like a giant sperm. Like Hulk sperm, more like it. Hulk smash. Oh god, dude. Now this is either gonna be a monster by the end or it's not. So now let's start to build up more clay and just try and go for that smooth kind of texture. Because bot flies are gonna have that smooth texture. Now should this thing just be like a something with no eyes and teeth, or should this have teeth? It is a creature, so it can definitely have eyes, no teeth. Maybe it just has those tentacles coming out of it, or maybe it's like a larva that needs to eat somebody and drag them inside of it in order to, you know, mutate. Maybe it does have like an opening, like a vagina opening or something, that it uses its tentacles to drag people in and consume. Son of a bitch. Time's up! We're gonna do structural damage, proportion poison, anatomy violation, sensory sabotage, or detail eraser. Sensory overload. Add too many. We're gonna add eyes in one area. So we gotta add eyes. Break it down. Sensory overload. Big eyes? No, we want them smaller, bro. We want smaller eyes. We're gonna go, let's see. Maybe it's just a lot of eyes. That's a lot of eyes. Room with eyes. Dear Lord, help us all. Maybe we leave him eyelid or lidless. Maybe a little creepier. Tons of eyes are staring at you. It's gonna take like 15 minutes just to do these goddamn eyes. No, it's not enough. I'm going as fast as I can. As fast as my pudgy little fingers can go. Thumbs are starting to cramp. We gotta keep going. So these eyes are not gonna be the same size. No, remember, this is gonna be very rough, right? We're not aiming for perfection here. We're aiming for an idea. And, you know, if we come back to it, if it is chosen to come back to, then we will definitely refine it. There, we got the eyes. Woohoo. A mouth would be a good idea. Anyone want a scoop of clay? It's delicious. I think it's poo flavored. Looks like baby poo. It's just a melting mess, bro. Does it burn the fingers? Yes, it does. Do I have a third-degree burn? Yes, I do. So what I saw with these botflies, they kind of like taper off at the front, and they have like almost like a little, I don't know if it's like a tendril or like a tooth. I don't think it's a tooth, but it looks like a little tendril. Maybe we do this. And this is like the opening that sucks people in, you know, like into its larval state, and then it mutates and becomes something else. Oh no! All right, let's see. Hands only, no tools allowed. So I can't use any tools for 15 minutes. Then we're making this kind of like little mouth hole here, almost like a lips. Now, if we're gonna go like big, we're gonna go big. So why not? Let's extend that mouth a little bit further. Remember, fungal. We gotta add some type of fungal to this. Maybe we add fungal, and that's where tentacles come out. Too thin, like here. Like we gotta really fatten this up. Physical. I hate you. Micro bend. Okay. Let's bend it. I like the pose though. Boom. Messed my pose up. I was really liking that pose. Gonna be rough. Remember that. It's not gonna be finished. We only have 2 hours, guys. That's looking more like a botfly larva right there. The only fungal form I can think of is just the Last of Us crap. I've never seen something so girthy. And I'm waiting for a penis joke. And there it is. And then botflies have like this weird tail at the end. So I think I want to elongate that. We have to add tentacles, so this thing can have like a big old weird tentacle at the end. Can you shape it with your mouth? You have to pay extra for that, buddy. There, did it. Perfect. Just trying to think, would it be fine to try and smooth this out, or is that wasting too much time? Well, these larvae are pretty roly-poly. Remember, the texture of this thing is supposed to be really smooth. You got to work tentacles and the fungal in somehow, which I'm not too sure. I'm thinking fungal sprouting the tentacles, you know, fungal tentacles. Try and bring back that kind of roll look, the larva. I'm losing the mouth a bit, but it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. Now we gotta do like a fungal kind of tentacles. So gross. Larva's so gross. We can do like those kind of mushroom type that we see in like The Last of Us. That might be kind of cool. Mushrooms. A lot of mushrooms. Let me try the mushroom kind of look. Like a mushroom. I think that'd be kind of cool. We're gonna go with it. We have to go with it, man. All right? I can't think too long. I just gotta go. I just gotta do. Oh, maybe put them in between the rolls. Might be kind of fire. That look like a fungus? I mean, it's really rough, so use your imagination a bit. It looks like fungus, just like the fungus in my toes. Feel free to use your channel points. There's a lot of things you can do. You can even rank Lord for this guy, make it funny, scary, whatever you feel like doing. May I say, a little impressed, Governor? A little impressed. And just add a little bit more fungus tentacles. Is that Franken? It's a could be a wiener. Will I say it is? No. No. Add a giant growth. All right, let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we get. One-handed sculpt. One-handed sculpt for 5 minutes? Okay. Dude, this is impossible to do one-handed. Okay, where I'm gonna put the growth? I would put at the front here. I feel like I can do this. We're gonna add that growth straight on the side here. It really messes with the whole silhouette of the thing, bro. One-handed sculpt, we're doing it. Look at me go, Papa. Look at me go. One-hand sculpt. No one does it better than me. It's like one-handed drawing. I think some funguses are like they're like red, but then they have like a little black something in the middle there. Now there are some funguses that look like little tubes. Do that. Maybe just add tentacles in there. Maybe the tentacles are coming out like little tiny tentacles. All right, 5 minutes is up. Finally, I could double fist it now. Probably shouldn't add these yet, but you know when you're speed sculpting on a time constraint, you do things. This is a botfly larva that goes up your butt, rides around, and just has a good time. Torch is great because it just helps it like weld it in place. Alright, so what are we doing? Feature smear. Blend multiple features into one mass. One mass? You know what? I think we'll blend this back part here, the fungal, into one giant mass. It's like an ingrown hair, you know? This fungal did not grow in properly. Maybe he's like hiding out in the bush, right? This is big larva, right? Human size, maybe bigger, because this species lives on a different planet, and maybe we go there and we're searching for different life forms, just keeping track of different species that we find, and then this thing's like hidden somewhere. Maybe it lurks in a cave, just waiting to get one of us and drag us into its vaginal mouth, so it can finally turn into something. What does its original form look like? It didn't devour one of us? Not sure, you know? We can use our imaginations though. I wanted to add this little sharp little tooth. Just a little right in the tip there. Could give him a brow, but I mean that'd be a lot of brows. Oh, I should have done like fly eyes. Got some like weird shapes going on in the eyes. Wonder if we texture the eyes. Maybe that'll look pretty cool. Big strokes. We're doing big strokes. We're at the swimming pool. We're in bed with your wife. Now we got hiccups. How will that affect the sculpt? I don't know. Dun, dun, dun. 2 hours is up. And is what we got. Botfly larva, fungal, tentacle clusters. Surface texture is smooth and erratic. We couldn't quite get the texture there today anyways. That's what we got. Definitely bigger. We had to add a growth, which is there with the tentacle clusters. Sensory overload with the eyeballs. Now this is not finished, keep in mind, right? Next stream we'll do something completely different and we'll build these creatures up over time. And then when we get like 4 or 5 of them, we'll do like a little vote to see which one comes back, where we can try and finish him and actually, you know, refine it a little bit more, add some texture to him, especially with the eyes. Base organism, fungal. Secondary, botfly larva. Surface texture, a smooth. Behavioral trait was erratic. Kind of got that in there a little bit. Intended function, what it was meant to do. It consumes its prey. Uses prey to mutate into a kind of like a fly hybrid. Sensory overload. Got that on there. Marks of failure. Oops. I'd say the eyes are the failures. The big growth is, I would say, it's a failure as well. You know, the surface, you know, it's not smooth. We did a wheel. Anatomy, structural damage. Anatomy violation. Surviving merit. One element that almost succeeded. I'd say the fungus. Fungal growth. You know, I kind of like how this area turned out. We should have done the fungus like that. Looks a little, well, I guess it looks a little bit more like bony or something, but that's okay. Final verdict, definitely not finished. Do we seal him, contain him, or do we resurrectable? I want to bring him back, to be honest with you. We have no lore from either. Growlcore is a disgusting creature. Kind of cute. Not gonna lie, it's kind of cute. Needs more fine detail. That was it, guys. Something different, bigger than I was gonna go with. So we'll put them on the in the biohazard containment. That's right. That's what I'm calling it. And then later on, when we have a couple more creatures that we've made, we'll do a vote and we'll see which one gets voted back, where we can add more and try and finish them up. It's okay. Of course, it's not going to be finished, like I said, right? The point of this is not to finish them in one sculpt session, because you only get 2 hours, but it's to kind of like build the skill up and just see what we can create in those 2 hours with chat intervening with the corruption, and then every 15 minutes adding more corruption to see what happens with the sculpt. And you know what? For a first attempt, not terrible. I mean, there's some decisions I would have done differently if I had more time, bulking him out more in the middle, and then having more tapered off in the front, and then more tapered off in the back there as well. Just adding more finer detail to really gross him up. You know, if it wasn't for the sensory thing that we landed on, I would have done without the eyes, or maybe like just a few less eyes, more fly-like. I would have made the pose a little bit more erratic. Maybe add bigger tentacles to show that erratic behavior. And then, of course, trying to smooth it out and add finer detail. Neurotic and bigger testicles? Exactly. Bigger testes, the worse of a father you are, apparently. That's just what the analytics say. Smaller balls, you're better father. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to follow, leave a comment down below, and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.